Ever get that feeling when you're filling out, like, a survey at work? That what's the point of this feeling?
Oh, yeah.
Like, you're not the only one, right?
Definitely not.
A lot of the companies are just way too into surveys,
Mm-hmm.
trying to use them to fix their culture.
Yeah.
But it's like trying to patch a leaky faucet with duct tape.
Right.
It might, like, hide the problem for a minute,
For a bit, yeah.
but it's not really going to fix anything.
No, not a long-term solution for sure.
So today we're doing a deep dive into this article.
Okay.
It's called Surveys Don't Build Culture, Expertise Does.
Catchy title.
And it's by Szilvia.
Right.
She's got like 19 years of experience in the hotel industry.
Wow. Almost 2 decades in hotels.
Yeah, so she's bringing all that to this topic.
Interesting. I'm curious to hear her take on this.
Yeah, me too. So her background, it gives her like a really unique perspective.
I can imagine the hotel industry is all about culture.
Yeah, like your whole experience as a guest depends on it. It's make or break for the whole business.
Totally.
So the article, it starts with this story about a CHRO.
Okay.
This CHRO walks into a company and they're like, this place is toxic.
Yikes.
And their big solution, buy a survey platform.
You're kidding. Wow. That's almost comical.
I know, right?
It really is. It happens more than you'd think, though.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Companies get so focused on just gathering data,
Yeah.
and then they have no idea what to do with it.
Like, what's the point of all this information if you don't know how to use it?
Right. They're missing the expertise to actually make sense of the data.
Yeah, to actually put it into action.
Exactly. It's like having all the ingredients you need to make an amazing meal,
It's okay.
but you don't have the recipe.
Oh, or
chef.
you just have all these random ingredients.
Yeah, you might be able to throw something together,
Make something edible.
but it's not going to be like the gourmet experience you were hoping for.
Right, it's not going to be that 5-star meal.
And Szilvia's point is that's basically what's happening with company culture.
It's the same thing.
Companies are collecting all this data, but they don't have the expertise to actually turn it into a positive culture.
So what does Szilvia say companies should be focusing on?
Well, instead of getting lost in the data, she says companies need to focus on setting clear standards.
Standards.
Yep, and this is where her hotel background really comes in.
Okay, I'm intrigued.
Right.
How do standards from like a hotel translate to other companies?
So think about it this way. In a hotel, standards are there to ensure consistency.
Okay.
Like every guest, it doesn't matter who they are or where they're from.
Right.
They should have a similar positive experience.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And that comes from having clear standards for everything.
For everything.
Yeah, like how the front desk staff greets guests,
Right.
how the rooms are cleaned, all of it.
So are you saying those standards are like blueprints for how everyone acts?
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
They define how people should behave to create that desired culture.
So instead of just saying like be respectful,
Right.
you have a standard for like how to give feedback
Exactly.
or how to run a meeting.
That's the idea.
Okay, I'm starting to see how this works. So these standards actually become the building blocks of the company culture.
Exactly. And Szilvia's approach, what's really cool, is she doesn't just talk about how important standards are. She helps companies actually design their culture by putting standards in place.
So it's not just diagnosing the problem. She's giving them the tools to fix it.
Precisely.
Okay, tell me more about how that works.
So it starts with really understanding the company,
Okay.
their goals, their values, their vision for the future, and then they work with the leadership team to figure out the specific behaviors that'll support all of that.
Okay.
It's like reverse engineering a culture, you know?
Yeah, I get it.
Start with the outcome you want and then figure out the standards that will get you there.
So it's a collaborative process. It involves the company's leaders,
Yeah.
but it goes beyond that, right? You can't just tell people what to do and expect it to stick.
Oh, absolutely not. You have to get employees involved at every level.
So they feel like they're a part of it,
Exactly.
not like it's being forced on them.
Yeah, get their input, their feedback,
Make sure the standards actually make sense for everyone.
and that they can get behind them.
Because if people don't buy into the culture, what's the point?
Exactly. It defeats the whole purpose.
Right. So where does the expertise part come in?
So it's not just about handing over a list of standards and saying good luck.
Okay.
It's about working with the company to actually implement them.
Okay.
Training people, creating systems and processes that reinforce those behaviors over time.
So it's like building a house. You need the blueprints, which are the standards.
Right.
But you also need skilled builders to make it happen.
That's a great analogy. And just like building a house, building a strong company culture takes time.
You can't just snap your fingers and it's done.
No, it takes effort, commitment, and being open to learning and adjusting as you go.
There's no magic bullet, is there?
Nope, no survey platform that's going to instantly transform your company culture.
It's about putting in the work. And sometimes that means admitting you need a little help.
Exactly.
And that's where Szilvia's company comes in, right?
That's right. They provide the expertise.
The guidance to build cultures that are both intentional and authentic.
Yes, exactly. They've seen firsthand how the right approach can make a real difference.
This is fascinating. I'm sure our listener is hooked too. So before we dive even deeper into Szilvia's approach and how her company helps organizations, I think it's a good time to take a little break.
Sounds good to me. You know, it's crazy how many companies spend a fortune on these surveys,
Yeah,
but they can't actually use the data.
right. They're missing that connection between, like, the information they get
Yeah,
and what they actually do with it.
exactly. And that's where Szilvia's expertise is so valuable.
It's like she bridges that gap.
She doesn't just point out the problems, she actually helps companies find solutions.
And one of her big points, right, is that building a good culture,
Yeah.
it's not about all these fluffy, feel-good initiatives.
It's not about putting beanbag chairs in the break room.
Right. It's about having, like, clear standards.
Standards that actually change how people act.
So, like, the kind of standards you see in the hotel industry.
Exactly.
Okay, so how would that look in a different setting?
Okay, let's say you're onboarding a new engineer
Okay.
at a tech company that's growing really fast. Instead of just throwing them in and hoping they figure it out.
Right.
What if you had a really clear, standardized process?
Interesting.
Like, think about checking into a nice hotel.
Okay.
You're greeted warmly, your bags are taken care of.
You get all the info you need.
Exactly.
You feel taken care of.
You feel welcomed.
That makes a big difference.
Imagine applying that same level of care to onboarding.
It could totally change how a new employee feels.
It would make them feel valued right from the start.
And they'd probably get up to speed faster, too.
Exactly. So you're taking these principles
Of consistency, making sure everyone has a good experience,
Yeah.
and you're applying them to everything the employee experiences.
It's not just about the customer.
It's about the whole culture.
And this is where Szilvia makes a really important point.
Okay.
She says there's a big difference between policies and standards.
I think a lot of companies get that mixed up.
Oh, for sure.
So break it down for us. What's the difference?
Think of policies like the rules.
Okay.
You don't do this stuff.
Thou shalt not.
Right. But standards are different.
Okay.
They tell you how to do things.
Okay.
What level of quality is expected.
So a policy would be like no personal calls at work,
Right.
but a standard would be like we always respond to client emails within 24 hours.
Exactly. It's about setting expectations for how we work,
How we treat each other.
how we keep our promises.
It's those consistent behaviors, those standards that shape the culture.
And Szilvia has a whole system for helping companies define and implement those standards.
Really? Walk us through it.
It's actually pretty cool. So they start by figuring out the company's big goals.
Okay.
Where do they want to go? What are they trying to achieve?
Mm-hmm.
Then they look at the company's values.
What do they stand for?
Exactly.
Okay.
What's important to them.
Mm-hmm.
And finally, they think about their vision for the future.
What kind of company do they want to be?
All right. And with all that in mind,
Okay.
they work with the leadership team to define the behaviors that will support all of that.
So it's not like they just use the same system for every company.
No, it's tailored to each company.
Okay, so they come up with a list of standards.
Yeah.
But that's not the end, right?
Nope. They help put those standards into practice.
So what does that look like?
They train people on how to live the standards.
Okay.
They create systems and processes that support those behaviors.
Interesting.
And they keep checking to make sure it's all working.
So it's a continuous process,
It's a journey.
not just a destination.
Building a strong culture, it takes work.
You can't just set it and forget it.
It takes effort, commitment, and a willingness to adapt.
But it's worth it in the end, right?
Oh, absolutely.
When you have a culture that supports your goals and your values,
It makes a huge difference in everything.
employee morale,
Customer satisfaction.
even how successful the business is overall.
And that's why Szilvia is so passionate about this.
She's seen how powerful it can be.
She wants to help other organizations achieve that same success.
That's inspiring. And it all comes back to our main point here.
Yeah.
Surveys, they can give you data.
But it takes expertise to build a culture.
You nailed it.
And it's important to remember, you don't have to have all the answers.
When it comes to culture,
It's like if you have a leaky faucet.
you call a plumber.
Exactly. You don't try to fix it yourself if you don't know what you're doing.
Or if the wiring in your house is messed up.
You call an electrician.
So if you're struggling with your company culture,
You might need to call in an expert.
Someone who can help you translate those survey results
into something actionable.
and create a plan for making real, lasting change.
And Szilvia and her company are here to help with that.
They can be that
They
echo.
can help you build that solid foundation for your culture. Actually, they have this really great video
Oh, yeah.
on their website about their whole methodology.
Cool.
If you're, ready to move past surveys and actually start building the culture you want.
It's worth checking out.
Yes, for sure.
You have the website address?
Yeah, it's thestrengthscompany.com.
Okay.
You can find the video right on the homepage.
Perfect. So just to recap,
Yeah.
surveys, they can be a starting point,
Mm-hmm.
but they're just one piece of the puzzle.
It's like you can't build a house with just a hammer, right? You need the right tools, the expertise to actually get the job done.
And when we're talking about company culture,
Yeah.
that expertise is like knowing how to define those standards and how to implement them so they actually change how people behave.
Exactly. And that's where Szilvia's experience in the hotel industry is so valuable.
19 years in hotels, she's seen it all.
She knows how standards can create a consistent, positive experience for everyone.
Not just customers.
Employees, too, which is super important.
Yeah, a lot of companies get so focused on the customer.
They forget about their employees.
But you could argue that employee experience is even more important.
Oh, for sure.
Because if your employees are happy,
And engaged.
they're way more likely to give your customers great service.
Exactly. You can't pour from an empty cup, right?
Take care of your employees, they'll take care of your customers.
100%. And having clear standards for things like communication,
Giving feedback,
recognizing people's contributions.
all of that can make a big difference.
It shows employees that they're valued, that they're respected.
And when people feel that way, they're more likely to be motivated to do their best.
Absolutely.
So for our listener who might be feeling a little overwhelmed by all this,
Yeah.
what's the one thing you want them to remember?
I think the most important thing is this. Building a strong culture, it's not about rules.
No,
It's not about checking boxes.
it's about creating a place where people feel valued, respected,
A place where they feel good about coming to work.
and a place where they can do their best work.
Exactly. And it all starts with having clear standards
Standards that define what success looks like.
and that give people a roadmap for how to get there.
And it's important to remember that this is a journey, not a destination.
Building a thriving company culture.
It takes time.
It takes effort.
It takes a willingness to adapt and learn as you go.
You have to keep paying attention, keep making adjustments.
You're always evolving,
It's about creating a culture that supports your business goals.
but also the well-being of your people.
Finding that balance is key.
So let's leave our listener with one final thought.
Okay.
Think about your own workplace. What are the unwritten standards that shape the culture there?
The things that everyone just knows.
Are they the standards you want?
Are they helping your team succeed or are they holding you back?
Sometimes the most powerful influences are the ones we don't even realize are there.
That's so true.
So take some time to think about those unwritten rules and make conscious choices about the culture you want to create.
Because it can make all the difference.
Well, that's about all the time we have for today.
It flew by.
I know, right?
It was a great discussion.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive into Szilvia's article.
It was a good one.
We hope you found it as insightful as we did.
Definitely.
And remember, if you're looking for help building a stronger, more intentional culture in your own organization,
Check out Szilvia's company.
it's thermometers.com.
They're doing some really great work.
Until next time.